First and foremost, I want people to just contemplate the idea that these women, these celebrities, they have handlers, and that this isn't their own free artistic expression that is coming out. And too often I hear oh, well, she's just trying to get attention, or she's just. Well, once you start to discover the esoteric roots of these rituals, and this going back all the way to ancient Greece or even Egyptian stories that they would perform, the actors would always be the representations of the god forms, or even invoke these god forms into themselves to then give the performance. And this really was the purpose of an actor. So when I started to elaborate on high profile rituals, one of the first one was of course Britney Spears kissing with Madonna. Madonna coming down in a top hat, coming down 13 steps to the song Hollywood, which is based on the magician's wand. The Hollywood is the wand that they use, Holly. Coming down to this song while then presenting Britney to the world and giving her the kiss of death, if you will. Madonna is a classic example of how this all is actually interworked into the system, because she is a high priestess within Kabbalah, going out even and performing rituals with rabbis at the cemetery in Israel at midnight. She takes it to the ultimate. She's even removed the vowels from her name, being MDNA now, taking out the O, Madonna. So this is to give her name a more Kabbalistic bent, because Hebrew doesn't have these vowels. So we could see again and again that these people are influenced and involved in these organizations. They all go to the Kabbalah Center. They all wear their red bracelets. And each one of these celebrities has been brought to us as a god form or goddess form. And I have a depiction of Britney as Athena on my website, with a bunch of the other celebrities and the different variations that they've used in these god forms. And currently, when I saw Miley Cyrus coming down out of that teddy bear on the VMAs, on MTV's Music Awards, it was clear to me, with the amount of tongue gesturing that she was doing, that she was to invoke Kali. Now, I had already written this, and then I went back and I'd made an artwork of Miley as Kali, because I have a dozen pictures, different separate pictures of her sticking out her tongue, right? And this is just not normal. But then when I saw her coming out of that teddy bear and I saw her stroking invisible hair, that was when I realized she was invoking Kali, because Kali is depicted with this long hair and has skulls and people's heads around her neck. And really, Kali is a symbol of the end of time, or the time of death. And so basically, this high-profile gesture of the elite to put Miley on stage as Kali is a death knell. It's a symbol of the end of times. Now, a lot of people think that what we see at the VMAs is really just to, degrade our children or things of that, but it has an outside influence as well. And what I firmly believe is that they've been sharing the lowest, basest form of America with the rest of the world through, say, Honey Boo Boo or Sex in the City, or even Miley's stripper performance at the VMAs. And this then gives them that soul feeling that, well, it's okay to destroy those guys. And they've always got to do that as well. The propaganda arm that makes it okay for the rest of the world to say, yeah, wipe them out. And so what I'm seeing is this presentation of America to the rest of the world that we are the great Satan, and that we should be eradicated from the world. They want the truthers coming out and showing all of the evils that our government is doing. And I've been saying this all along, that Chicken Little plays a role in this as well. And when they are feeding you this hatred, you got to be very careful that you're not spreading that hatred and causing the very reactions that you're trying to avoid. So I always recommend people go and watch Disney's Chicken Little, and they look at me like I'm green. And I'm like, look, you got to understand the propaganda before you can really understand what's going on. You wouldn't be thinking that Miley Cyrus was just doing some crazy stripper performance. You would understand that Walt Disney Co. was taken over by the military-industrial complex back in its inception, and was used as a propaganda arm, a propaganda arm that Hitler's propagandist Joseph Goebbels found so well done. I mean, he when Goebbels saw that Donald Duck had gotten 50% of the Americans, more Americans, to pay their income taxes, he said, we need this medium. And they started making cartoons of their own. Now, Disney came out first, and it was Goebbels who thanked Disney for teaching them the methods of global mind control. And then it was the Nazis who tried to put a television in every home through the corporation Telefunken. And Telefunken is now AEG, which is one of the main distributors of our modern culture and music.